Hey everybody, welcome to the video. Just want to make sure that this live was actually up. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. I believe the video already started. There we go, it just started. Okay, so hey guys, want to make sure the video was actually working before I started talking. Hope you guys are having an amazing morning. I think it just crossed the 12 noon. But I want to talk about, it to be stuck in place, it sucks. To be stuck in place when you feel that you have this inner potential, this burning desire, this something inside of you that's telling you that you should do more, you can be more, you can achieve more. Yet when you hear all that, you still fall into the same cycle of uncertainty. And when you're not able to break free of that chain or that anchor that's holding you down, inner conflict begins. And that's why a lot of people you may see are unhappy with their life, with the way things turned out, because that inner conflict has been brewing. It's almost like a steam pot. You ever put the lid on top of a steam pot, you turn that eye up, and eventually that steam gonna reach a certain level where it's gonna make that lid start shaking. And that's how it is inside of you. That inner conflict begins to boil. And somebody asked me recently, why did I become a coach at one point in time? Why do I help people resolve these inner conflicts and inner barriers? And I said, I hate to see people suffer. And the reason why people suffer is that they don't have the knowledge or the understanding of how to break free. Now, do we all have things that we need to work on? Of course we do. It's human nature. That's how we evolve. But when a person is suffering, they start to they start to do things based off of it's easy, it's convenient, this is how it is, and they start losing track of who they are, and they start going down a path where it seems like it's the path of doom. It seems like this the path of no return. And the only way you break free of that cycle, you have to be able to acquire the knowledge, the understanding, the discipline. And most people, we all want a lot. We want to achieve the world. We want to be able to do things that never been done before. We want to be able to provide a life for our families, provide a life for ourselves, for the people that we love, and be able to do what we enjoy doing. But at some point in time, we lost track of that. And the reason we lost track is because that chain, that anchor, it holds you back. And the reason it holds you back is that you are unaware of who you are. And that's the first thing I want to kind of get into. In order to break that cycle, that chain, the first thing you have to define, who am I? Who do I want to be? Who do I want to be known as? What should I actually be doing? What passion, what drives me? What is a driving force, the bare bones, when you strip away everything that people ever told you about yourself, and when you strip away the ideas of what they sold you, and you look at you, who are you? And I was actually in a training class, a few weeks back, where a speaker was actually made a really good point that a lot of people, who we are is things that people have given us. They told us we're supposed to be. And you walk around thinking that you thought of these ideas of yourself. In reality, somebody else told you who you should be. And that's deep. And the reason why I was able to relate to that, as a person that understands the subconscious mind and help people deal with these inner barriers and inner conflicts, I knew right away what she was talking about. Is that a person can be convinced over time that something is real. And it was a phrase that somebody used. If you tell a person a lie long enough, eventually it becomes the truth. Because in the mind, it seemed real. Like, I think somebody said, they used to say, the commercials used to come on. They still come on. They say milk is really, really healthy for the body. And then you have other people, that specialize in, is milk really, really healthy? I'm not even going to go too far over there, but, if somebody tell you something long enough, eventually it becomes the truth. So you got to understand how to re-break that cycle, how to re-break or reformat your mind where you begin to define who you are. You begin to define who do I supposed to be. And there are a lot of people that's working jobs that they just hate. They hate working a job. But guess what? They get up every single morning, and guess what? They go to that job. They get up every single morning, and they go to a place that makes them miserable. Maybe even relationships. Maybe even things that you're doing in life. Some people even have friends they don't like, but guess what? They're too afraid to say, guess what? This friendship is over. So it's about defining who you are, who you want to be, what do you want to do, not what other people told you should do. And that's the first thing you got to break right there. The next thing is being diligent about the things that you do. A lot of people say they want this, they want that, they want to achieve this, but yet they're not in alignment with what they're talking about. And in human nature, sometimes we get sidetracked. And, I'm not going to say that's fine, but it happens. It happens. Trust me, it happens. But are you surrounded with people who are able to tell you, hey, what you're doing is probably not good for you based off of what you said you wanted to do? Are you surrounded by people that actually help you grow? And, the phrase I always use, I heard a million times, is that if you want to see where you're going, you want to see your projected future, look at your five closest friends, the people that you hang around the most. Maybe it's your five closest family members, and you'll realize you're doing the same things that they do. You're on the same network that they're in. It's almost like being caught in that spider web. You guys are in that same section. So in order to break out of that, you got to do something different. If you want to, achieve something better, you have to stop at some point and give yourself a better result. And because if you're doing the same thing over and over, eventually you're going to get the result that you was looking for, even if that's not what you intended. And a lot of people in life, you get out of life what you put in. 100% true. You get out of life what you put in. If you're somebody that's second guessing yourself, doubting yourself, not sure about who you are, hoping things happen. Now, there's a difference between planning and executing something and hoping something happens. You hope you win a lottery. You buy a ticket like, I hope I win. That's not the same right there. And then it's possible you might win. But what's the odds of winning the lottery? So defining who you are, breaking that cycle, removing the people out of your life, removing the things out of your life that's not in alignment. Start trusting the process of who you are. And are you being disciplined enough to actually do what you need to do? Some things are going to seem hard. Now, nothing in life is easy, but if you acquire the knowledge of how to execute the things that you want to do, and if you do it consistently, no matter what, you will get a result. It's guaranteed. Now, you can't train for a marathon, one day, then you take 2 months off, you train the next day, and then take another month off, and then the next day, and then when the marathon comes, you like, I'm going to run, and then you be like, why did I come in last place? You got to be honest with yourself. What are you doing to actually complete your goals? And if it's something that's preventing you, something that's blocking you, you have to be able to recognize, and you might can't recognize what it is, but you have to identify why am I in the same place this year that I was last year. I hear people talking about the things they want to accomplish, but when you ask them what they're legitimately doing to achieve it, and being honest, they don't really have an answer. And that right there is shocking, but it shows that what they want, and there's a certain conflict with what they want. It's like it's an inner conflict, inner and external. Something is just not matching up. So being able to recognize something is preventing me, something is blocking me, but what is that? Soul searching, being able to find some time alone and be able to simply relax, self-care. I used to work like 2 3 jobs. I used to work 2 or 3 jobs. I had all the money in the world, I thought, but I was exhausted. I was tired. But I had money, but what happened is money doesn't bring happiness. I was trying to find a way out of that. How do I find a way out of this right here? So I had to put my attention and my focus on how do I get out of here. And I realized all the money in the world don't bring you happiness. It brings you contentment for a while, but once the body starts breaking down, it doesn't matter. So being able to find a place where you're actually able to be alone and focus on What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to actually do? And the thing about, us as humans, we have high awareness. So therefore, we have to be able to put our awareness on a focal point. If you're not putting your awareness on a focal point, guess what? It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be everywhere. You be like cup, pen, house, sun. Your awareness is just everywhere, and therefore you can't generate enough energy to get to your ending result because you everywhere. So if you're somebody who's everywhere, you definitely want to take advantage of sitting somewhere, relaxing, sit back and just say, let me just breathe. Let me just focus my attention on the idea of the direct goal that I want to achieve. And once you actually do that right there, you'll realize you become centered. And when you become centered, the inner essence, the inner energy, the ideas, the God is inside of us begin to speak. And it's always speaking. Our inner mind is so busy and so taunted by the things that we do that the inner voice is speaking to us. We don't even hear it. We're so busy. We want to do what we want to do. Have you ever did something, you be like, I don't even know why I did that. Because you did it because you just reacted off of something that you weren't supposed to do. So getting in alignment, understanding how that center this place that I'm in and find this peace and balance. Once you find a peace and balance inside of you, it could be a storm going on around you. And when I say storm, it could be a lot of different things going on with people, places, situation, things. But guess what? It don't affect you because you know who you are. So I hope someone was able to take some really good information from this video right here and let me know what you're doing to develop yourself. What are you doing and what have you done? And if you've been doing this for a while, maybe you're somebody who already developed this platform, these ideas, these gifts, the self-care. Share with us, how it worked for you. It took me many years to get to the place that I am mentally, internally. And the reason that I was able to get there is that through many, I guess, downfalls, pitfalls, and understanding how I thought. It was one of the things what made me upset? Why do I get angry at this? Why do I react off of that? Why do I feel this stress and anxiety building when this situation happened? And I always tell people is that, in life, we are the reflection of our external world. Our inner world is a reflection of our, external world. So what happened is all the problems that you face in your everyday life, and some people may say, my boss sucked, my boss this, my boss that. And if you actually took the time to listen to what they've been saying for the last 10, 15 years, they always been saying that. They either at the same job faced with the same problem, they haven't made changes within their self to get out of there. So therefore, they letting this person affect them every single day. I just use the boss, as an analogy. Some people have great bosses. But what I'm trying to get to is that share with the group, how you was able to work through things and what things you're actually working on to make yourself better. And I look forward to connecting with y'all later on.